So it's easy to say that God has a plan for our life and when things are going good, and then
Mhm.
things start going bad, which is happening right now with the
Yep.
economy and the COVID-19. And I know you've experienced some things in your life, number one, with your wife dying. How do you get through those times where it feels like, how in the world could this be God's plan?
Well, I would say this, it's very hard. I'm not going to pretend that when I went through and have gone through these times that it was just a piece of cake. It was a cakewalk. It wasn't. It was hard. And I remember back when I heard that my sister had died at 21 years old in California. She'd been married a year and a half, had her first little baby, and woke up in the middle of the night and choked to death. Not sick a day in her life. And then from the time when my first wife and I had a baby here in Dallas years ago, and 3 days later, I get a phone call from the hospital and they say, your little baby's struggling. And 2 days later, little Adrian passed away because she picked up a germ in the hospital.
Mm.
And then my wife of 30 years, Ruth Ann, uh, struggled with diabetes from about age 28 on. And finally, in her young 50s, it began to just tear her up. And she went to be with the Lord in 1999. And then Punky and I would have been married now for 18 years. And 10 years ago, she came in with tears in her eyes and said, I have breast cancer. And she didn't want to tell me because she knew what I'd been through with my first wife, with Ruth Ann. Yeah, it's not easy, but I think what I've learned through all of that, the Lord was very real to me. He was very real to me in the midst of all that. And I mean, I know the Bible verses, and I can give you verses on it. But he was with me. His presence was with me, calming me down and giving me a sense of being able to get through it. Number two, the Lord always provided for me a few buddies that walk with me and were my friends and understood and were very compassionate. So I think the other thing I'd say is that I tried to do over the years, and I didn't always do it, but I tried to do it. What am I supposed to learn through these hard times? What is God trying to teach me? And what am I supposed to act upon and do as a result of what he's trying to teach me? So those are a couple of the thoughts.